Hey guys, I am back with another tested recipe, and this week I'm trying Jamie Oliver's Flourless chocolate cake. A few of you have asked me to do gluten-free recipes. Now, as I'm not gluten-free myself, I haven't done much gluten-free baking, so I thought it was perfect to try a tested recipe, and I'm pretty sure all of Jamie Oliver's desserts are absolutely delicious. So let's get started. I need to start by melting my chocolate in a pan of some simmering water. So I'm gonna get that simmering. Make sure you pop a heat-proof bowl over that, otherwise it will crack, and then you can add in your chocolate. Now, he asked for 70% dark chocolate. He obviously wants this to be good quality chocolate and a nice rich dessert. And then on top of that, you want to add in your butter. You want to let this melt slowly together and just stir every now and then until it's smooth and glossy. This can now come off the heat. I'm going to stir in my strong tablespoon of coffee. I doubt you'll be able to taste this. I think it's more to just bring out that delicious rich chocolate flavour. So pour it in, give it a stir, and then just leave it on the side to cool slightly. Now I've got to separate my egg yolks and whites between two large bowls, and then I've got to whip for about 1 to 2 minutes or until soft peaks form. I'm going to do it into a little bowl first, just in case I have any yolks that crack. That took more like 2 to 3 minutes with my arm strength, but I had my soft peaks, and now I'm going to use my hand beater to mix my yolks and the sugar, because you have to beat those for longer, about 7 minutes, he says in his recipe. Jamie's actually gone for a golden caster sugar in this recipe. I think this is going to really help with that rich flavour and give it more of a caramelly taste. I'm wondering if Jamie has actually beaten his by hand, because it says beat for 7 minutes or until pale in colour. This took me about a minute, and I don't think it's going to get any paler than that, and I don't want to change the consistency, as he hadn't said beat until really thick. So I'm going to stop there. So if you're doing it by hand, you might need to do it for 7 minutes. So get rid of the excess, and now I'm going to sift over my cocoa powder. Add in some salt and then gently fold that through to combine. So it's gone into a real thick paste, but this is now when we start to add that melted butter and chocolate. So this is probably going to thin it out a bit. It's cooled slightly, so I'm going to pour it in and get folding. The mixture's looking pretty grainy, but I would say that's all mixed through, so all I've got to do now is to fold in my egg whites. That can now go into your 20cm springform cake tin. I've greased it and lined it with some baking paper like Jamie says, then that can go straight into the oven. My cake is out of the oven and it is cooled completely. It took a bit longer than an hour for me. After an hour I checked it, my skewer came out quite wet, so I popped it back in for another 5 minutes, and then actually another 5 minutes after that. So in total, an hour and 10 minutes. Hopefully I've not overcooked it and it's still lovely and moist in the middle. Let's see if we can get it out of the tin. That was actually a lot easier to get out of the tin than I thought. That might be why he asked for a springform cake tin. So it really just popped out. Now, as expected, it's sunken and it's got a weird line in the middle, but that's what you usually find with flourless cakes. It actually rose a lot more than I thought it would. It's a lot thicker of a cake than I thought it would be, but it looks really nice and what I was expecting. So now I'm going to decorate the top with some cocoa powder, and then he says about using fresh berries. So I've got some strawberries, possibly going to put on some blueberries, not sure if it'll go with the colour, but my shops didn't have any raspberries, so I'm going to decorate now. You don't have to add on cream, but I think chocolate and double cream taste so good together. So I've poured some over and I'm going to try my first bite. It's rich, it's very chocolatey. It doesn't taste dense and heavy, which is weird because it looks like quite a dense cake. You can tell that there is something missing like flour. But in terms of a gluten-free dessert, I've tried some before, and this tastes actually really nice. This is a really nice cake. If you make it, you definitely need the fresh fruit. It's really rich and it fills your mouth. You know when you get some of those cakes that are really chocolatey, but the fresh fruit really breaks it down so it's not so rich and heavy. If you're a brownie fan, a chocolate cake fan, you're definitely gonna love this. It's nice and rich, but you wouldn't know it was gluten-free. Some gluten-free desserts almost feel like they're missing something. This just tastes like a nice chocolatey brownie. So if you're gluten-free and you're looking for a dessert, I think this is going to be a winner for you. So that is how you make Jamie Oliver's flourless chocolate cake.